Okay, welcome to this intraday live trading session. I think we are a bit late, 11 minutes late. I do apologize for that. Let's just go on straight into these reviews. Yesterday the euro against the Japanese yen went against us. It was so obvious that price was going to push to the downside today. The rejection from yesterday's daily time frame was so obvious, and you can see price are pushing to the downside anyway, but that doesn't fall in line with our trading approach, and so we didn't take a counter trade, a trade in that direction. Let's analyze the chart again. Let's have our level of support there, which has been broken, and price is now moving towards the daily level of support. Excuse me. All right. So we were trading actually in a market that was non-directional. This had no direction at all. We were just too quick to anticipate that price was heading to the upside. Okay, we were just too quick, and you can see how price has now turned back down. Well, it does happen. Don't you worry, we are going to bounce back very soon. Okay, let's keep this chart aside. Trading close to the daily level of support, we are still going to be watching to see if we can get any possible bounce off that area of support. Price has given us some typical type of reversal here, so let's see if we can go up again to somewhere here before another bounce to the downside. Looking into the Swiss franc against Japanese yen, the Japanese yen has the strength today, this early morning. We are still in the range. Price is still hesitating in that range. You can see that typical of another channel. Let me draw that and see what we have. Okay, typical of a channel here for the Swiss franc against Japanese yen. An early warning, an early sign that price might soon turn to the upside. So if you are trading here, you must be very careful going short within this type of a price behavior. Okay, and of course, it is really extremely hard to trade profitably within this price channel in the 4 hours time frame. 1 hour time frame, non-directional price behavior here. You can see that's a range, and so if you anticipated price thinking that this trend here would continue, where you can see how it has just turned back down, taking everybody out. The Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar. This was one of our best pick for this week. In fact, we were following this very closely to see if we can get pulled back into that zone, that area for us to look for a short entry. Well, as you can see, the pullback seems to be very hard. Price just retraced somewhere in the air and it's coming back down around the previous swing low. We would have loved to see this pullback happen right in the dynamic area of a support, of a resistance in this case, where we have that trend line running through that confluence zone. Okay, that is where we would have loved this to happen. So for this bounce to happen here, we are not interested. We'll just keep watching to see what's going to happen with this pair. For now, there is no entry here. The euro against the American dollar, price is trading around support zone. We did analyze this yesterday again, and we talked about this momentum being in the market, and we can still see another push to the downside, which might probably end up as a fake breakout. As a fake breakout for price to now push on a counter reaction to the upside. For now, there is nothing we can do here other than to watch. We need to just watch and see what's going to happen around this level of support. All right, nothing to do here for now. Just be patient, watch that level. I anticipated several channels for the euro against the American dollar, but all of them has been violated. So we will just keep our level here. It's a range, sideways price behavior. New Zealand dollar against the American dollar as well. It has been sideways. You have to try and avoid this type of markets. Sideways, just avoid it. The American dollar against Japanese yen. That channel price is turning back down. Also sideways. You need price to get out of that channel. Sterling pounds against the Japanese yen, and we talked about this yesterday again, that that momentum is very much in the market and should drive price to the downside. Let's also watch, keep watching currency candle to see how it's going to close for today. And of course, aside from the daily level of support in this pair, price is also approaching a counter trend line within that channel, which might also act as support. So it is not a clear zone to take a trade. You should not be going short because this is an area of support, whole area of support right there. It is better to allow price to move out of this channel before we can begin to search for trading opportunities. The American dollar against the Canadian dollar. Lots of hesitation, probably waiting for the interest rate announcement tomorrow. And the advice here is to avoid trading the all Canadian dollar crosses for now. You can see the range there. It has just been there waiting for that news announcement. I'm sure not much is going to happen with this pair at this time until the Canadian dollar news announcement is released. Same thing with the Australian dollar against the Canadian dollar. Let's keep this steep trend line. Steep line there. I'm going to delete that. Okay, but so far, even in the 4 hours time frame, it is also going nowhere. It has just been sideways, and it is extremely difficult to make money in that type of market. The American dollar against the Swiss franc, the same thing, sideways, extremely hard to make money in that type of market. How about euro against the New Zealand dollar? Terrible one here. Okay, we left from this ugly poor momentum market to a drop, a rise back up, then another ugly sideways market here. No opportunity. New Zealand dollar against Japanese yen, possibility of a channel here. again, another sideways market behavior. If you are aggressive in all of these sideways market behaviors, if you are aggressive, then you want to wait around levels of support and resistance. But we don't trade, and I personally do not trade in this market that is going nowhere. It is non-directional. I am not going to waste my money on it. Yesterday we were caught in that type of market, and I don't want to take that risk again. We need to say clear headway, clear directional bias before we can follow price. Canadian dollar against Japanese yen, the same thing, sideways there. Maybe we can have a flat bottom triangle where this level here is support. This is the leaning line. So if we get a breakout to the downside, then we'll be looking for further pushes back down. Okay, daily time frame, same support level. That's the hesitation there, which might end up being a flat bottom triangle, and you really do not want to trade in this sideways market. Okay, it is extremely hard to make money here, like I said, except if you're aggressive, waiting around levels of support and resistance. For us, we will not want to trade in a market that has not shown a clear headway, clear directional bias. Australian dollar against the American dollar. This pair is now challenging a counter trend line. Okay, a counter trend line. So you can see here, it went sideways for some days. It went sideways for some days there, before we are now seeing the fall to the downside. Many traders may not pay attention to this counter trend line where price is reacting off now. And what usually happens is that it pushes back up as if it's going to bounce where we have this this sideways level of support around here. Then from there on, you get a reversal to the upside. It's a terrible mixed market condition. Again, I encourage you to avoid this. If you're aggressive, then this is a level of support. We are aggressive traders, might be looking for bounces to the upside. We will not involve ourselves in a market that has not shown a clear directional bias, or a market that is trading against support level. All right, so we'll keep waiting for the best market situation before we want to trade. Let me return my line. Okay. All right, now the euro against the Swiss franc. What direction do you see here? Price is again sideways. Don't involve yourself. The best way to keep your account straight is to trade in markets that are showing clear directional bias. This is level of support. This is level of resistance. If you are an aggressive trader, you want to wait between support and resistance. For us, this is a no-go. All right, let's move on. Let's just very quickly look into other pairs. Sterling pounds against the Swiss franc. This is pushing to the downside, reacting off that level of resistance in the daily time frame. Forex time frame, our key level of support has been taken out. All right, but after the takeout, what's happening? You can see those mini candles formation there. Price simply lost steam, run out of steam. It is now behaving in very low volume, and what I am seeing here is the possibility of a channel formation. Okay, channel formation. It tricks a lot of traders that, hey, I have broken, and they start clicking on their sell button, then begins to push back up, taking out all stop losses before another bounce back down. If you have that experience, this usually happens a lot. Okay, so with this 10 market volume happening here, let's not take any trade here. Okay, don't take any trade here until we get a clear price action. The sterling pound against the American dollar went down to support level. Next support there, this is resistance. We have a range in the daily time frame. We'll also be watching this level of support to see if we can get any reaction for a bounce or a breakout. All right, so many trading opportunities in the future, because these pairs are trading around their key levels of support and resistance. So we might have many trading opportunities coming up in the future. The future can be today, it can be tomorrow. All right, in the 1 hour time frame, since prices are dealing around or trading around levels of daily support, we will not be interested in short entry. We will not be interested in that, because we will be trading against daily level of support, and we don't want to clash with that level of support. We are not the market movers, so we allow the market movers drive price away from levels of support and resistance before we will follow. Again, the next one, Australian dollar against Japanese yen. Japanese yen has the strength right now. This seems to be coming out of a heavy range that has lasted for several days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row. Price has been flat within that area. Well, it does not fully come out because we have the daily level of support right there. So all of this area here is a no-go for us. We need price to give us a clear hint of a direction. I just want to make this update, this video, for you to see what's been going on. All right, the sterling pound against the New Zealand dollar. We're having a little congestion here. If you are not aware of this market condition and you keep forcing trades, you are likely to score more losses and cause damage to your account. So if you have scored a loss, just take it in good faith. You are still in the market. You can recover that loss many times and skyrocket your account equity call. All right, the sterling pound against the New Zealand dollar. You can see here, drop to the downside. Nice, very nice sideways bias there. This is a flat bottom triangle. It's a nice one to keep, and we will be interested in breakouts to the downside. Unfortunately, between that level of support, there is another level of support coming from the daily time frame. The room again is not just much. Anyway, let's wait for the breakout. That level of support in the daily time frame is this one here. This is it is an area. It is an area of support, and of course, it has been holding price previously. Let's just keep it here. Canadian dollar against the Swiss franc. Well, two ugly down days. Then we went flat. Support there. This is a key level of resistance there. Then maybe a leading line, but hey, don't trade here for now. You don't want to trade in very scanty markets. New Zealand dollar against the Swiss franc. We analyzed this. We anticipated the possibility of a channel. Price reacted off that anticipated area yesterday. No entries because that was just the confirmation. Right now, we can just keep this level. That trend is not a beautiful one to collapse. Okay, so here again, no clear directional hint. It went up one day, came down one day. So no clear direction here. Price itself is confused, and you don't want to trade in that market confusion. Just be patient. New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar, a similar price behavior here. This is another trend line that I am not interested in because I don't like the slope of that line. You may want to trade the collapse, but I am not really interested in that. You can see there's just no level to place this support level. Okay, we can keep it here. These are the type of market conditions I don't really like, because you just see one super up day and you think the direction is there, suddenly it comes back down. No direction is sustained. So within this range, you are likely to lose money if you keep forcing trade in that area. Sterling pounds against the Australian dollar. Okay, trading around lower leg of channel. Not any different. Sideways as well. Best course of action, avoid that chart for now. Euro against the sterling pounds. This is still in with resistance level right now. Obviously point of conference. Let's see if we can get a reaction around that level. We can get any bounce, any rejection of this level. It would be a nice point to look for a short opportunity in the euro against the sterling pounds. And it has taken some days to be going sideways. So this area here is possible resistance for the euro against the sterling pounds. You should of course not buy against that zone, because price can come back down. Like I said, only for aggressive traders who want to be trading at every cost, taking trades around levels of support and resistance. For the euro against the sterling pounds, that is resistance zone. This line here is support. If you're an aggressive trader, you want to be looking for a short entry as price pushes to that zone. For us, this is not our market. All right, the euro against the Canadian dollar. What's going on here? It's been also a market, a ranging one. The price has been sideways as well. We will not trade in a market that is blind, that has no directional bias. Australian dollar against the Swiss franc. This is showing some directional biases right now. Okay, it is showing a directional bias to the downside, that hey, I am pushing downwards, and so we should be searching in line, searching for trades in line with the direction. So if price makes any pullback to that zone in the Australian dollar against Swiss franc, I will be looking for short entries. I think this is one of those pairs that we'll be following for today, because it has a clear directional hint. This area here is former support that has held price for so many times. You can see the heavy congestion around that area, where of course it wasn't tradable. It was a sideways bias, and right now we are seeing the breakout. So let's wait for the pullback and for a continuation move in line with that breakout. Okay, so it's a valid setup. We'll keep this on our radar for today. Let's see the daily time frame. Okay, this is a nice one. It looks good. Everything looks good. Keep that level. All right, even though it is currently reacting off a level of support, we have seen that the flow of this of price here is to the downside. So if it comes back up around here, we'll be looking for the bounce, and of course we'll be taking out profits before price hits that level of support. This should be a target right here before price hits that level of support, and so it is on our radar for today, except if we don't get the pullback. If we get the pullback, we'll be looking for entries. So just keep that on the radar. Euro against Australian dollar. What's going on here? Heavy market congestion in the daily time frame. Heavy one. No direction. 1 hour time frame. Also no direction. It tried to keep it to the downside, but hey, it came back into range again. So no direction. sterling pounds against the Canadian dollar. This is a horrible one. You can clearly see that. Again, no direction. For range traders, this has been acting as support. Every time price comes there, it keeps bouncing off that area. That's an area again of resistance. So we, of course, will not trade in these ranges. Okay, we'll not trade here. Okay, I think that's basically all in this review. Thanks for being here. Just wanted to show you the market condition across all 28 major currency pairs. Let's go through again. Some reactions coming there, but we need to be patient again. All right. Guys, just be patient, don't worry. Okay, let me look at gold. Somebody requested for gold. Let's see what gold has been doing. Okay, gold made a massive one. Gold in the monthly time frame. Let me look at gold for you. Just drawing the monthly area of resistance there. Gold has been in heavy congestion. Okay, we formerly had some sort of a flat top triangle. Okay, I think that was what we had in the monthly time frame for gold, a flat top triangle that unfortunately broke to the downside. All right, that's support, that's the linear line. And right now, let me zoom in this chart again. Right now, price is pulling back. It's pulling back towards that lower leg of that flat top triangle. It might act as resistance. All right, this is the breakout. That might be the pullback continuation move. But usually we don't trade that the breakout to this linear line here. We don't trade that. And in my experience, this might not hold price. You might see a little hesitation here, then push to the upside again. So don't trade that pullback. All right, in the daily time frame, let's see what's going on here. There's no key level to even draw here, but let's keep this one. No key level. That is not really a significant level. I'll just delete it. Oh, sorry, that was the weekly time frame. In the daily time frame, let's see. We got a range. And keep this one. If I were trading gold, this would have been one of the most terrible market conditions of all times. For so many days, it went flat. Then we have seen the breakout, and for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days again in a row, it has gone flat. Okay, so it will be extremely hard to even trade gold in this market condition. So let's mark this level here after the breakout. Resistance, and this one here support. So you can see flat again in the 4 hours time frame. In the 1 hour time frame, you will not need to draw any level, because you can clearly see that price has no directional bias. It's just been flat, and this has been the problem with majority of the forex trading pairs. This has basically been the problem with majority of the forex trading pairs. They just go sideways with no clear directional bias. All right, so if you are looking to trade gold, well, you might be waiting around this level of resistance. You can see how price has been topping out around that area. So as price drives towards that zone, an aggressive trader, you might be looking for a short entry from that point. Here you can as well see how it has been holding price as support. Okay, if price drives towards the downside, you want to also look for bounces to the upside, as this is an area of support. Okay, for us, hey, this is a no-go chart for us. All right, that's pretty much it. Thanks for being here again. If anything develops, we will let you know in the Telegram channel. If you score a loss, it doesn't mean the end of the world. Okay, it is just normal. The thing is that you must make more profits than losses. Okay, all right. Questions, contributions, please send them across and we will respond to them in the right proportion. Do have a nice day. As we look into the charts, monitor it again to see if we can find a valid increase. Bye bye.